Hey everyone, it's John Jackson, President and CEO of Links Institute, which is a private career college here in Manitoba, focusing on preparing people to work as community support workers in mental health. I'm really excited and honored to be here with one of our soon-to-be graduates, Michelle. And so I'd like to welcome Michelle as we chat, for the next 20 minutes or so about her experience in our program. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, John. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, Michelle, which program are you graduating from with Links Institute?
So I am graduating from the Mental Wellness and Harm Reduction program. So I will have my diploma. So
awesome, which is really exciting. And you are one of the original students of Links Institute. You started out in our community support worker mental health program, and then you upgraded to our diploma. I'm just curious, or I'm wondering if you can share with everyone, how did you first hear about Links Institute and sort of what was that process like of deciding to study with us?
So I heard about Links Institute last summer. It would have been last summer, and I was kind of in between jobs, really tired of just dead-end jobs that really didn't interest me. And then I heard about Links Institute and the mental wellness program and the harm reduction, and that really kind of got me excited because it's something that really interests me. And so I had been in contact with Links, and I've got my supports in place, and yeah, that's how it happened. Kind of just all fell into place from there.
And what was it, would you say, that made you really make that final decision, I want to study with Links?
So after looking through the program and the different, I guess the different topics that were going to be studied, really interested me because there isn't really another program like this in Brandon. Other programs you have to spend 2 years or more. And I was kind of at a point where I didn't or couldn't commit that long to my schooling. So when I found out it was 6 months, then I could get my diploma, that really excited me. And then when I saw everything that was going to be covered with mental health, that excited me even more. And just the way the program was laid out, it just really interested me and caught my eye. So, yeah.
So from what you're saying, you're someone who found yourself between careers and you're really looking for something that would provide you a future. One of the challenges was finding a program which isn't too long, like 1 or 2 years. And so the fact that it was on the shorter side really appealed to you.
Absolutely.
What was your experience like as a student of Links Institute?
I mean, I could write a book about it because it was so good and I have a lot of good things to say, but overall, it was amazing. I have not had an educational experience like I have had with Links. The instructors were very approachable, and it was just a very easy learning experience for me in every which way, from support to just how everything was put together and the content and the material. Like it was very practical material that was covered for today's job force. So yeah, really great.
Well, we might take you up on writing that book one day about all the things that you like about Links Institute. What can you tell me about your instructors? Did you have some favorite instructors, and what was it that you liked about them?
Well, I won't say any names, but yes.
Well, you can, because it's all public. It's all on the website.
Okay. All right, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right from the get-go, Sunday, Dr. Sunday was just very approachable. It's not like he didn't look down when he taught. It was just like a very good relationship that was established right from the beginning. And it just put me at ease as a student, getting that support that I felt from him. So I would have to say he was one of my favorites, but all the instructors each had their own way of instructing that I gleaned from each one of them. So they weren't, and I really love that. Just the diversity and the backgrounds where they came from really made it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Sunday Olukoju, who is our Director of Academics, he is extremely approachable. He's really a great guy, easy to get along with. And I sense what you appreciated about him is everyone is equal, right? It's not like this kind of hierarchical teaching relationship between a student and a professor and instructor. We're all peers, and we're all there to learn and share our experiences.
Yeah, and that was really great. And that's what I think that was one of the highlights for myself. Knowing I was coming back into class the next day and knowing that, you know, it's like there was no, it was just a very easy relationship to get into with all the instructors. And like I said, everyone had their own experiences and stories to bring into as well, which made the content more interesting because it wasn't just lecture. It was really practical stories, really practical teachings. So I really enjoyed that as well.
Because when we think of the type of work that graduates like yourself of Links Institute will be doing, we're talking about hands-on support work with people who are living with mental health concerns or substance use concerns, living in housing insecurity. And so we need theory and we need knowledge, but we also need to know, how would I practically respond to someone if they said this? Or what's something that I could do to help someone who's experiencing mental distress? So how did you feel about the learning in that sense? Are you feeling well prepared to be able to actually work with folks sort of boots on the ground?
100%. I feel so confident. And I will mention, because of this learning experience, John, I feel so empowered. Just the way Links Institute has set the learning experience up for me. And I think from the way it was taught, the practicality of the teachings and the stories that were shared, real life experiences that were shared to us students, really gave me solid things to work with. It wasn't just pie in the sky ideas. They were real life stories that people have experienced. And so I feel more than capable of moving forward with a career with mental wellness and harm reduction. Yeah.
That was one of the things that was important to us when we were seeking instructors. We didn't want people who just had book smarts. We also wanted people who had practical experience in the field, so that we can sort of learn from them hands-on. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that you appreciated that part. Mm-hmm. For our listeners, for our watchers, do you mind sort of explaining a little bit of what classes look like on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so I mean, I could stay in my pajamas all, no, just kidding. But
we have a dress code.
No, I mean, it was very laid back. Like it was very informal. I mean, obviously there were rules and things you had to respect, but at the end of the day, very informal. Go to class, breaks in between. The instructors, you know, gave the students the floor if they wanted to share their experiences and stories, which we all did. And just, we all grew together, like even the instructors, like we all grew together with each topic that was taught. It wasn't, like I said before, it wasn't just the instructor, it was, we all had input and it was all valued and respected. And I really liked that because I felt that I was listened to. So yeah, having said that, going to school with an open mind, so much can be learned and we all grow together. So yeah.
How was your experience with your classmates? And keeping in mind that although, you know, Links is really excited, we'll be having some in-person learning options over the next few months. So keeping in mind that you folks were all virtual, how was your experience with your classmates?
Very interesting. I did a lot of growing. I did a lot of stretching. You know, with education, I feel that people have to be open-minded and be aware that everyone has different life experiences. Everyone has something to bring to the table, and just to keep an open mind. And I feel that that would kind of, those relationships that are developed over the 6 months with the open mind really, is something special. You have a connection with the other students and you get to learn more from their experiences. I thought I knew everything, but I guess I don't. But but going in with an open mind, I learned so much from the other students. So that was really great to be able to have that experience with them as well.
Another thing that I think people are always curious about is how much work is it exactly? So when we talk about the Links Institute programs, we have 3 programs at the moment: a community support worker in mental health, community support worker in harm reduction, and both of those can be completed in as little as 6 months full time. And then the mental wellness harm reduction worker diploma that you took, Michelle, is more like 7 to 8 months. But people shouldn't confuse short time frame with being not much work. So I guess, how was the work and how did you manage it?
Yeah, so the workload was fair, it was decent, and I didn't feel overwhelmed. We had enough time to do our assignments. We got really good feedback. It was the work, some of the courses were heavy, but some of the instructors, mentioned, do you want to debrief after? Do you feel okay? So it's not like all this information was downloaded onto us and then we're kind of left to our own devices. We always had someone walking with us every step of the way. And just knowing that kind of eased that workload a little bit, but it was a fair workload. It was doable. Absolutely. Yeah.
I appreciate how you mentioned that the instructors always offered their support to you, and that you knew if you needed to have sort of office time with an instructor, or to have some tutoring or additional resources, that was available to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I did appreciate that as well. It wasn't just, okay, end of the day, shut your computer down. It was like, if you need to reach out with anything, feel free. Yeah, so.
What would you say your favorite course was in the program? Or if you can't narrow it down, maybe there's a couple.
Hard questions, John. Oh, they were all good. I would have to say, I personally grew so much through the learning about the mental health. I have my own journey with mental health and wellness. So, and there were a lot of things I didn't know about it, which really, really opened my eyes to what I thought was mental health really wasn't. So I would have to say, the harm reduction was good as well. So yeah, that's a tough question. They were all so good. I don't know if I can really pick out one specific one. I would have to say the kind of maybe toughest one was the healthcare policies in Canada.
Which I taught.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that. With Links Institute, we wanted to do something new. We wanted to give students an opportunity to have courses and materials that are going to help them not only do the hands-on work as community and social service workers, but to have that big picture view of how does the Canadian healthcare system work? How does the Canadian healthcare system work in Manitoba? What is a policy, and how can we, even at the certificate level students, influence change in the future? So out of curiosity, as tough as that course might have been, and as tough as the instructor was, do you think that course will help you?
Absolutely, it will. And it kind of woke something up in me as well, that I have a voice and I can make change as well. Why not? So it did empower me in that sense. Absolutely. And when I say it was challenging, that's a good thing. So it's a good course. Yeah.
Michelle, currently you're doing a practicum experience, and you're doing a practicum experience with a local organization here in Brandon called Family Visions. And we're extremely grateful for the relationship between Links Institute and Family Visions. What has your experience been like on practicum?
Oh, it's been so It's been amazing. It has been, I can't say enough good things about Family Visions and Kim, and I feel like she mentored me in just a real practical way. They have been so supportive, and I was able to work on a project for them, which I feel humbled because, it wasn't just any old project, it was a mental wellness project. So for me, that was an amazing experience because not every day people get to have that opportunity to work on something they're so passionate about. So yeah, when I started, I was kind of a little bit intimidated, but as I got into it more, it just felt like it was right. It was the right fit. So it's been a great experience, and kind of sad that I'm almost finished, but really thankful for the experience. Yeah.
And I think it'll just be up and up, up and up from here for you. So how was that experience of sort of getting set up on Practicum, partnering with Links Institute? How did all of that go?
I mean, there were challenges because of COVID, obviously, but I think the ease of how it all came together with how Links, because Links is 100% supportive of their students in every way from beginning to end, which I have experienced. And so just the fact that Links was able to partner with this organization and just make it all work and fit really, for me, took a lot of that, I guess, worry or that weight off. So, I mean, it was smooth. Like there was no hiccups. It was kind of just all fell together, it fell into place. Yeah.
Michelle, you have shared with me and with your classmates during the program the fact that you identify as an Indigenous woman. I'm curious about your experience at Links Institute in terms of your personal identity and how you felt about that.
I will have to say, I don't want to start crying because, you know what, like, I feel that Links Institute really values the Indigenous population, especially this day and age. I really feel like integrating the Indigenous health in Canada as part of the course is really important, is really needed. And so I feel like there's just a certain respect that Links has for the Indigenous population. And I feel like this is just like almost like the middle step for Indigenous people, just to get schooling and to kind of like the bridge between employment and like, do you know what I'm trying to say? I felt valued as an Indigenous woman. I felt valued, I felt heard, I felt respected, and I felt listened to. So that does make all the difference in the world.
And I'm really thrilled to hear that Links created an environment that allowed you to feel that way. So thank you so much for sharing that. I've got a couple of final questions. One of them is, what would you say to people? So knowing that we have in-person options on the way, but what would you say to people who are maybe skeptical of the idea of in-person learning? Of virtual, online, remote learning?
Skeptical? Oh my goodness. I mean, if you want to wear jammy bottoms all day and like they're, but no, all jokes aside, for myself, I live an hour out of Brandon, and it was winter time and it was been a really long, cold winter. So having the option to work from home was just a blessing. Like it was just, for me, it was amazing. And I know like in Manitoba, there's a lot of rural communities, maybe individuals can't necessarily travel to Brandon. So having the option of online learning, I think is this day and age is so very needed. Like I have nothing but good things to say about remote learning. And it was easy to navigate as well.
Thinking of the website and how that interfaces and
That's
stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you mind saying just a little bit more about your experience with the website and the online learning portion?
Yeah. So all the assignments are submitted online. It's not hard to navigate through the system. You have your own little report cards. You can check your marks. You can connect with other students through feedback and putting your work out there, and then get feedback from the other students, which I really liked because it kept the students connected, and getting that different feedback too is always nice. And I think my favorite part about the online virtual environment was the flip grids. So where you had to do videos and then, yeah, so it was all really great. If I ever had a problem, I could just reach out and I would get an answer back right away. So fairly easy to navigate. Yeah.
I think when many people hear the term online learning or virtual learning, remote learning, and they sort of, connect their experience with the pandemic, they may be thinking things like instructors who have their screen off and they're just talking, self-directed learning where students have to sort of figure it out. And as we know, Lynx is a very different experience where online, live, instructor-led, instructor-present, PowerPoints, everyone's face visible. So quite a different experience.
Absolutely. And it was very like, it was almost like being in the same room with them because it was that real. Like, it was just like, yeah, it was very well put together.
Michelle, thinking of the many people who will view this video as part of the Brandon Career Symposium and any other folks who might check out this video because they're interested in Lynx Institute, what would you say to them, and would you recommend Lynx Institute as an option?
Absolutely. I recommend Lynx Institute 100%. I do not regret one day with Lynx Institute. I will say, if anybody is wanting to go into the helping field, if anybody is wanting to grow individually as a person, if anybody is wanting to get excellent, top-notch teaching instructors, Lynx Institute is the place to go to. I cannot say enough good things about Lynx Institute, honestly. Like, I just, yes, love Lynx Institute.
Michelle, I know, speaking on behalf of Lynx Institute, I know that everyone is extremely proud of you and all of the other students who are graduating and still in the midst of their studies. And I sort of feel the other way around. So to me, I'm really honored, happy, humbled when people choose to study with us at Lynx Institute. And without students, we have nothing. And so it's a partnership, and the relationships that we build between students and Lynx Institute is really special to us. So thank you so much for being here today and chatting with us. And thank you so much for being a student of Lynx Institute. Final question, how do you feel about your future?
Oh, I feel excited. Honestly, I'm at a place in my life with my education. I feel empowered. I feel like I've grown exponentially in the last 6 months, and I feel so positive. I have a positive outlook. I'm so excited about my future. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again, Michelle, upcoming graduate of our Mental Wellness Harm Reduction Worker Diploma. We sure appreciate your time. Folks, if you're interested in learning more about Lynx Institute, please click on one of the various links in our virtual booth that will take you through to our website, and we're looking forward to connecting with you. Thanks again, Michelle.
Thank you.